The power of flowers. Well, that's a very, very powerful power. This will actually get you out of trouble. The power of flowers. So if you got home late, this is something that you need to look into. As always, welcome back to the channel. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm a host from Pen Venture. Welcome to a new fountain pen review. And in this one, we're going to dive into the Power of Flowers collection from Leonardo Officina Italiana, the latest launch in an amazing series, the Momento Zero Grande 2.0 model. And we're going to have some fun taking a closer look at these three amazing fountain pens in this recently launched series, what they bring new to the table, what's different from the other models, and I believe this is a fun and interesting pen to check out. As usual with the Pen Venture reviews, we're going to take a look at the customer experience, what you get when you purchase one of these writing instruments. Then we're going to have some details, close-up details regarding the material, the fountain pen, the features, then dimensions, proportions, writing sample, and in the end, we're going to include everything and some personal opinions. Why do I have two boxes on my table? Because the fountain pen can be ordered in steel size 6 nib and a 14 karat gold nib, both in size 6 and in size 8. What you get is one of these two boxes. So if you purchase your fountain pen with a gold nib, you're gonna get a complimentary ink bottle like this one. The color is random, so basically you're gonna get something super cool, ready to ink and write with your fountain pen. And if you get a fountain pen from this collection with a steel nib, you're gonna get just a clamshell box like this one. Inside, international warranty card with details and a lot of very interesting things regarding the Leonardo brand all together, and also a few good advices how to clean and care for your fountain pen. So this is the customer experience. Now let's check out each of these three amazing colors. Here we have the new three members of the Leonardo family, to say so, in the Momento Zero Grande 2.0 series, and they could not pick anything better. They teamed up with Jonathan Brooks using his resins to create this beautiful collection, and they basically invented this partnership, to say so, and trend. A lot of pen companies are using more and more Jonathan Brooks resins. What's really nice about these resins is that they display a complete random pattern, to say so, and color dispersion, although this is kind of relative, to say so, because every single fountain pen displays a sort of, let's just say, close version of the color which is intended to be, but the way that these colors are dispersed throughout the fountain pen is completely random. So this creates a very interesting effect. Every single pen of a limited edition series is unique by itself. And let's check out each individual color. We're going to start with the blue first, and this is the Fiordaliso blue. Having a closer look at the fountain pen, we can observe very nice shades of deep blue, which is vivid, combined with this yellowish green, and this color, Fiordaliso blue, is corresponding to the corn flower. And I believe this is a very, very nice mix. Together with the rose gold plated trims, I believe this works wonderful. Next, we have Sakura. And Sakura is one of the most beautiful pink fountain pens that I have set my eyes on. This amazing mix of colors with the white, with the chitoyance, with the very vivid pink like the ones right here. It is gorgeous to look at. The whole meaning behind Sakura as a color in this collection is Hanami, the tradition of the people from Japan gathering to admire the delicate beauty of the Sakura cherry blossom trees in full bloom. I believe you can blend in with that blooming tree if you have this pen next to you and you just set it like this on a background with the full bloom cherry blossom trees from Japan. I believe it belongs there. Next we have Dahlia Eveline. Have a look at the color dispersion. We have this green chitoyance, we have this black lines, we have that very nice tealish bluish color, like a hue. When you take mother of pearl, for example, and you look at it, and you take abalone shell and you see all of those very, very nice gradient colors mixing. This is exactly as abalone shell, if not even better, and it is in a resin format. So Dahlia Eveline is attributed to the dahlia flower, originally from Mexico, revered by the Aztecs. This is one of the highlights of this collection. Although you could not go wrong with any single of those three colors, no matter which one you pick, all can work well. So now let's have a look at the details. The entire collection is based on the Momento Zero Grande 2.0. So it's a model which we already know for the past 3-4 years, and it is oversized, not too big, not too small. Its weight is lower than what you would expect from something made out of metal, big and oversized, so it's a very, very practical fountain pen. The Momento Zero Grande 2.0, it's one of those iconic fountain pens that will go down in history as one of the best Italians vintage-inspired modern fountain pens designs. Overall, this style is characterized by using this very, very nice pointy dome and finial and cap finial. The shape of the pen has the thickest point right here. The cap starts a little bit girthier than the end barrel and then starts to flare out towards these three cap rings right here. The clip is something that Leonardo used for many years, and it works. It has the small wheel right here, reminiscent of Delta and Omas, so I believe this is a nice touch that sets the tone for Italian writing instruments style, vintage style to say so. Let's pick the blue one and let's observe on the opposite side of the clip where we have the limited edition number. It is engraved right here, Leonardo, and a number out of 400. So this is a limited edition of 400 fountain pens for each of the three colors, and one of these colors is already sold out. So what we have in stock right now is the ones that we can rely on in order to have them on the way towards you. From Leonardo, they are sold out. And right here we have a step down. I'm gonna bring the pen a little bit closer so you can observe that the meeting point is very flush, but we have this two-step down configuration. Let's continue further, and we have one complete turn of the cap to uncap the fountain pen, and we're gonna be greeted by the nib. But before getting to the coolest nib of the three, let's start with the one which is this one, the normal one, made in size 6 steel, rose gold plated like the entire trims of the fountain pen. La Fenice pattern on it. It is a gorgeous beauty, and I believe the logo of Leonardo with the wings and everything is wonderfully executed, or better said, stamped on the size 6 steel nib. ABS plastic feeder. This feeds this amazing nib. We're going to continue with the size 6 14 karat gold nib. It may look just like the steel one, but it has 14 karat engraved right here, fine point, amazing pattern. Turning the pen like this, wow, ABS plastic feeder. This is not using the known standard of Leonardo Officina Italiana with the 14 karat gold nibs to be paired with ebonite feeder on this collection, and I don't know if from this point further we're gonna have ABS plastic feeder also on gold nibs. To be honest, I don't know. So we're gonna find out maybe from Leonardo or from future launches from Leonardo. And then we have the beautiful size 8 gold nib. And this is a breathtaking beauty. It is engraved with a unique pattern only for this collection, and on it you will find Leonardo, a flower right here, a few more flowers, and the power of flower engraved right here at the base of the nib, 14 karat gold, and stamped the nib size. Turning the pen like this, we have ebonite feeder, and this ebonite feeder is streamlined, so it's a little bit different than what Leonardo used in the past. I observed that recently Leonardo switched to this more streamlined feeders, which I believe it's gorgeous. This is a very interesting choice for a package, to say so. 8 nib, ebonite feeder, and engraved for this collection. Although this is a wonderful touch for every single user, for me as a retailer, it's going to be a nightmare because I cannot take nibs from other Leonardo fountain pens in order to have availability on the whole range of sizes for 8 nibs, because I can only take nib sizes from other similar Power of Flower collection fountain pens with 8 nibs. But I'm gonna give this one to Leonardo. Big thumbs up, because now we can see that Leonardo evolves towards users and towards the quality and interesting things that they offer towards the users, the customers. That's a big bonus. No matter how much nightmare is for us as retailers, I'm gonna be with Leonardo on this one. For the size 6 steel nibs, we have available extra fine, fine, medium, broad, 1.1 stop, 1.5 stop, and elastic extra fine and elastic fine. Then for the size 6 nibs in 14 karat gold, we have extra fine, fine, medium, broad, and I believe 1.1 millimeter stub, and two elastic nib options, elastic extra fine and elastic fine. For the size 8 gold nibs, we have extra fine, fine, medium, broad, and a stub. So that's the nib size range that you can expect from Leonardo. Now let's continue further from the nibs, and we have this very ergonomic chunky section, which I believe works better with the 8 nib, but this is just personal taste of mine. Slightly hourglass from this point right here, a flaring. Right here we have the trass, those are not sharp at all. Then we have an ink window, which is sitting in between two metal rings plated in rose gold. Something that I almost forgot, the nib units are not detachable. So don't try, like in the past Leonardo Momento Zero Grandes series, to unscrew the nib unit. Regardless if it's gold or steel, it comes with a glued housing. We have this step up right here from this ring. Then the thickest point of the barrel, we have no engraving on the barrel, beautiful dispersion of colors on the material. Then the barrel starts to taper in towards this ring right here, and then we have the piston knob. If we untwist this, we're going to have a look in the ink window for the piston that will go down, and you can observe it into the ink window. The whole assembly for the piston, you can take it off using the Leonardo piston tool that we have available on our website. This is a wonderful feature if you want to clean the fountain pen or use it with inks that are possibly a little bit more tricky to wash off the fountain pen. And since now we don't have the nib unit being able to take it off, like unscrew it and cleaning it, I believe with this series and with other series that will come with the glued housing, it's wise to have one of those tools and to learn how to take the piston off without damaging anything and without making a huge problem out of that. Then we have the piston knob, which is tapered in, finishes off in what I've showed you for the cap, a dome shape end finial. So this whole filling system has been quite used by Leonardo Officina Italiana. I have not experienced any troubles, or our customers have not experienced major problems in regards of this specific filling system. It has a capacity of 1.5 milliliters of ink. What this system doesn't like at all is to have water that gets into the back part right here, because it's made of aluminum and it can seize. Water must not get into the back of the piston right here. So if you wash this fountain pen or if you use it with a ultrasonic cleaner, just insert it until this level right here. So water must not get into the back assembly of the piston. So that's something that you need to keep track of. Now let's dive into more of the emotions and how this collection and pairing with the color and emotion was put in place by Leonardo Officina Italiana, because I believe every single one of us is looking for a deeper meaning in their purchases for writing instruments, and this is something amazing regarding this collection because it combines looks with function, with emotions, something which I believe a lot of new fountain pens are lacking. The background, the story behind them. For Fiordaliso Blue, we have the cornflower, and the emotion that's setting with this fountain pen is tranquility. Deep blue hues with the green, and it sort of looks like everything is 3D. So when you look at one of these fountain pens, this specific color, it gives a emotion of tranquility. Very cool in my opinion, that you can actually stir emotions or attach story and emotions towards having one of this Leonardo writing instruments. Moving further, we have Sakura. Looks and feels amazing. From my perspective, I believe this produces a emotion tied up into a delicate feel of the time passing or sensibility, because this sakura cherry blossom trees are blooming for a very short time, I believe like 24 hours or something like this, and then they are gone. So for me, this fountain pen brings a emotional look into myself and how time flies and beauty is not lasting forever, but we can still celebrate this emotion, this passing of time. And this is the sort of emotion that is tied up into this color of this edition. Then we have Dahlia Eveline. So this is a beautiful, beautiful color, and it is symbolizing the journey. And by journey, we mean a physical journey, like the one that you take to see something interesting, like a scenery, like a place, or it can be an emotional journey, something that is happening inside of you, like a journey, like a passing into a new form, a better improved version of yourself. So I believe this fountain pen can be wonderful if it's symbolizing something like this and you like to mark one of those journeys that you took with something like this. This is not a simply writing instrument collection, something lacking story and emotional weight. The more senses that we can recruit in order to perceive a collection of writing instruments, the more meaning it has for specific users. So I believe this is something super, super weighty, super, super meaningful from Leonardo Officina Italiana. So that's everything that I have as details. Now let's check out some dimensions, and then we're gonna have a writing sample with each of these nibs. Kept like this, the fountain pen measures 151 millimeters. Uncapped in writing position, it's measuring 134 millimeters. Posted like this, it's going to measure 167 millimeters. Capped and posted, the total weight of the fountain pen is 27.7 grams. And uncapped in writing, it's 18.7 grams. And now for the pricing, because side-by-side size comparison, I believe we can skip that because we've seen this model being put side by side many other models for 3 or 4 years. So let's get into pricing, because this is where when you choose a steel nib, you have it at a specific cost. Then when you go with a size 6 14 karat, different price, and so on. For the steel nib version of the fountain pen, we have a pricing of 300 euros, no VAT. If you want to go with a 14 karat size 6 nib, the pricing for, regardless which pen you're going to have from this collection, it's going to be 458 euros, no VAT. And if you want to go with the 8 14 karat gold nib, which is big, beautiful, comes with that unique engraving, the top option of them all, the price will be 622 euros, no VAT. Comes with an ebonite heater just as well. Let's have a look at the writing sample. I'm gonna get a paper towel because we're gonna need that. I'm only going to dip them in some black ink in order to check how they are out of the box. So at the end, we're gonna need this to clean the nibs. And we have the Leonardo Momento Zero Grande 2.0 flower power. Usually it's the power of flowers, but flower power sounds catchy. And this is a steel 1.5 millimeter stub. Wonderful writer, out of the box, insane line variation. If you want to have this, it is available and it is working wonderfully. Of course, we are going to offer you anything in regards of nib checks, adjustments, if those are needed or requested by you in the order notes, so you can be sure that when you order from Penventure, you're gonna get a optimal writing instrument. In our experience with Leonardo steel nibs, those are very reliable, out of the box, wonderful writers. The nib sizes are very, very close, if not dead on. Everything that means Yovo. And we have extra fine medium broad 1.1 and 1.5 stubs. So let's proceed further with the 14 karat gold nib. And here I have a fine point, and let's dip it in some ink. We have Leonardo Momento Zero Grande 2.0 flower power, and all of a sudden it's a little bit more smoother because, well, it's a gold nib, so it's smoother. And It is a true fine point, if you ask me. A little bit of feedback, wetness, moderate, very, very nice. A little bit of give, something that you can expect with gold nibs. Line variation is there if you press a little bit on the nib, but I would not advise you to press on it. Now for the 8 nib, or my favorite of them all. Now, it is a nib which is big, like in regards of the size, behaves in a unique way because the shoulders are wider, so I believe it has a tendency to be a little bit more softer, absorb more of the things that are on the surface of the paper. So it gives like a sensation of smoothness more than the other nibs. In my opinion, it vibrates differently. So the feel, it's completely different. So this is an extra fine Leonardo Momento Zero Grande 2.0. Yeah, it is different. It's a extra fine point, but it feels smoother than a fine size 6. So this is the 8. Power. Amazing flow. So this is an extra fine point. It has a very, very moderate flow. I would not consider making this more wet than it is because it will give like a line which is more close to an F. There is line variation. Ooh, look at that. Let's dip it a little bit further into ink and look at the beautiful flexing, and it is amazing. No hard starts, no skipping, no hesitation, out of the box. So I believe we can be safe saying that Leonardo knows nibs and knows how to take care of their nibs. So this is the lineup of the power of flowers from Leonardo Officina Italiana. And now I'm going to make sure that everything is clean, and we're gonna go into the personal opinions and reflections of myself regarding this collection, this model, the colors, everything. Out of these 3 amazing colors, Dahlia, this one, it is sold out from Leonardo Officina Italiana. So what we have right now in stock, it's all that we can offer. The other twos, we can still order some pieces, but this is a limited edition which is going to fly off and is going to be sold out possibly much more sooner than a lot of you imagine. These writing instruments are amazing. They are light. This specific Jonathan Brooks resin, although this is an oversized pen, it is light. It is not too light to a point where, well, this is just like a feather. I cannot feel it in my hands when I'm writing with it, although it's an oversized pen. No, this has weight and meaning in regards of the actual feel when you pick up one of these writing instruments and you go to write with it. As colors go, this is an amazing array of colors. And I've seen a lot of Jonathan Brooks resins in a lot of pen companies, models, lineups, and collections. What draws me as a user, as a person seeing this writing instruments, I believe is the whole meaning of this collection. The fact that we have the story with the flowers, with the emotions attached to each of them, tranquility, the passing of time, and the journey itself, or marking the journey. Either that's a physical or emotional journey. So I believe the more meaning that we can find into a specific purchase, the more we can be pleased as customers of spending a budget on a pen and still getting something which is far more than just a writing instrument. The nibs on them are amazing. Regardless if you choose steel, gold 6 or gold 8, I just personally like the gold 8, although it's the most priciest option of them. It offers more in regards of actually having to see a unique nib which is engraved for this collection alone. This is Leonardo making steps towards its users, towards some companies like Montblanc, where they actually stamp a specific nib of them for a collection. This is a very, very high step for a pen company, because that I can only imagine how expensive it is to make those dies. So Leonardo offered this in laser engraving, but I believe it's a nice touch in regards of setting themselves apart from the competition, to say so. The complete package is amazing. Regardless which pen you choose as a color, it's going to deliver the whole emotional package, the whole visual package, and everything. It's an amazing edition, and we have just a few pieces, and I believe those will fly maybe by the time that this video will be live. But it is one of those collections that impacted me, and I wanted to have a video done in order to mark this, because this is the sort of the things that we are in this hobby for, or I believe this is why I am in this hobby, to feel something when I grab one of these writing instruments. Moving further, let's get into the parts which I believe are okay, but they may consider points where some users will not choose this collection, and that is the switching towards ABS plastic feeder versus ebonite feeder on the size 6 gold nib. If you ask me, this choice is not that far apart, because I don't see 19-day difference in between an ebonite feeder and a ABS plastic feeder in the normal nib range. If you want to have like a flex nib, I can see why you would choose to have an ebonite feeder versus a plastic one, because it conducts ink a little bit better. But for normal nibs like extra fine, fine, medium, broad sizes and stub, having a ABS plastic feeder can be a benefit in some cases, because it can be less stressful, knowing that if you wash it with lukewarm water, it's not going to lose that shape, and it's not going to be just very closely hugging the nib. So you don't need a heat setting towards putting that ebonite feeder close to the nib again. So in perspective, if you look, I believe a ABS plastic feeder, it is something that can work a little bit better. For normal nib sizes, it can be more versatile, it can be more useful, but a lot of you can look at these changes and see that there is less value in that versus what we had in the past. This is just your personal judgment. I gave you my pinpoints and what are the pros of having an ebonite feeder and where to have it, and the pros of having a ABS plastic feeder for a gold nib and where to have it. So in my opinion, this could be a factor that you need to judge upon and see if you want to welcome one of those writing instruments in your collection, although it comes with an ABS plastic feeder on a size 6 14 karat gold nib. For the 8, it's ebonite, and it should be ebonite in my opinion. Pretty much overall, this is what I have for you. So if you are in the market and you want to welcome one of these writing instruments in your collection, the Power of Flowers collection from Leonardo Officina Italiana is one that has looks, emotions, functionality, limited edition, and brings so much more than just a writing instrument to this choice of yours. If you look for something from Leonardo Officina Italiana, get one of this. I believe you're going to be very happy with your choice, regardless of the nib or the color. Let me know if you have any questions, any suggestions. Use the comment section down below. We have a very limited amount of this writing instruments in stock, so if you want to have one of these writing instruments, I'm going to leave you a link down below. You can go there, but the nib sizes availability, it's going to be something like this. So let me know if you have any questions. Email us ahead, ask if we have them in stock, and we will do our best to make sure that we have something that you are looking to get. Thank you very much for your support. If you enjoy my content, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. This will help me a lot with the YouTube algorithm and everything else. And if you want to support the growth of the Thematic YouTube channel, don't forget to subscribe. It's very easy. Just click there, turn on the notification bell on, and you will be notified whenever we have new content. Speaking about content, if you want to continue watching my previous videos, I'm going to leave this right here. You can click and enjoy. As always, I'm your host from Penventure. I look forward to seeing you next video. Take care, stay safe, bye-bye.